Fortnite Battle Royale has become a global phenomenon in a pretty short amount of time, and it shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. I would say slowly but surely, but honestly, that just would not be accurate. So let's say quickly and unforgettably, Fortnite has taken the entire world by storm. But some places think that Fortnite is a bigger problem than anything else. Welcome back to Simply Viral. If you guys are new around here, feel free to subscribe with your channel notifications turned on by clicking that little bell icon. That way you'll never miss another upload. If you guys are liking Fortnite Season 7 so far, and you're excited for the New Year's event coming next week, drop a like on this video, it would be much appreciated. Now, without further ado, let's jump back into the world of Fortnite Battle Royale and take a look at a handful of places where Fortnite is actually banned. Even though Fortnite is marketed as pretty kid-friendly and about as universally family-friendly as a game like this could possibly be, some places around the world think that Fortnite is too violent, too disturbing, and even too money-hungry to be legal. That's right, in some places on Earth, it is literally illegal to play Fortnite Battle Royale. Let's start things off with the most recent banning of Fortnite, which took place in China. According to an article from Fortnite Intel, China's government has literally just banned a handful of video games, including Fortnite, after they investigated and determined that these games didn't adhere to the country's laws and regulations. This review was conducted by a committee named the Online Ethics Review Committee, and I'm just saying, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and assume that this committee is indeed in charge of reviewing ethics online. In all seriousness though, after reviewing Fortnite Battle Royale, the Chinese government alongside the Online Ethics Review Committee deemed Fortnite as too vulgar to be allowed. The official reasons behind Fortnite getting banned were listed out as blood and gore and vulgar content, which I am extremely confused about. When you look at all of the other video games on the market currently, Fortnite is easily one of the least vulgar and least gory games out there. The game has no blood as a result of getting hit, shot, or killed. There's literally no swearing or explicit content, and honestly, the most vulgar thing that you can do in all of Fortnite is kill someone and then spray paint or dance on their body. Like literally, that's the cream of the crop when it comes to vulgarity in Fortnite Battle Royale. Like literally, Fortnite is the kindest competitive game the planet has ever seen, and China banned it because it was too vulgar and had too much blood and gore. Like I said, I am so confused. To expand on this situation some more and I guess shed some more light on it, some of the other games included on this list of banned titles in China include H1Z1, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Paladins, and Ring of Elysium. In fact, all the games that I just mentioned were banned for the same reasons as Fortnite, that being, of course, blood and gore and vulgar content, with the exception of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which was banned for just blood and gore, and also Paladins, which had a third reason behind its banning, which was labeled as quote-unquote overly revealing female characters. Seriously though, like, if you guys have seen gameplay from or play these other games on this list, it's so painstakingly obvious that Fortnite is nothing like them in terms of vulgarity or obscenity. I'm not exactly sure what this Online Ethics Review Committee is doing, but I am highly considering creating my own Online Ethics Review Committee where I then review what the Online Ethics Review Committee is reviewing to make sure bonehead maneuvers like this don't happen anymore. Hopefully, sometime soon, the Chinese government will actually overturn this ruling and allow Fortnite to be playable across China once again, because honestly, unless you're using a VPN in China right now, you're missing out on some great skins and the 14 days of Fortnite rewards, I'm just saying. We should probably mention though that while this Online Ethics Review Committee did rule Fortnite as a game that is too vulgar and gory to be allowed, it is not impossible to play Fortnite in China, as many users still actually do have access to the game regularly, and this quote-unquote ban doesn't really seem to be that strict. Now moving on from China, we've got some other locations that Fortnite was actually banned in the past, although it's not necessarily the same kind of ban that we're talking about here. Let's move over to Japan. While it is currently possible to play Fortnite Battle Royale in Japan, originally, Japan was actually excluded from Fortnite's for sale region list. This was all taking place prior to the Battle Royale mode ever launching, and obviously Fortnite was not nearly as popular as it is now during this time. Actually, while Fortnite wasn't available in Japan, it was still in its pre-order stage where only Save the World was available. For many Japanese fans though who did actually try to pre-order Fortnite at the time, they were hit with a message that read, quote, "Sorry, Fortnite is not currently available for purchase in your country," end quote. And even those who attempted to work around that message via VPNs or other alternative network adapters were still getting hit with region blocks and region locks before the game was ever even released officially. As I mentioned, now though, of course, Fortnite is available in Japan, but it seemed like at first, Fortnite outside of North America and Europe was actually never going to be allowed, which brings us to our next banning zone, which was Malaysia. According to a Reddit user named JackSong520, he was also met with the same "Sorry, Fortnite is not currently available for purchase in your country" message when he tried to pre-order the game a little bit over a year ago. Epic Games did actually respond to JackSong520's comment here though, and they went on to explain that Fortnite would initially only be available for pre-order and purchase in the Americas, Europe, Russia, and Australia/New Zealand. Obviously, as we now know, this policy would end up being heavily altered, making the game's Save the World and Battle Royale editions available worldwide, except for in China apparently. I'm just trying to imagine what gaming would be like right now if Fortnite wasn't actually available like it is today. What if Fortnite never released in Japan or Malaysia or these other areas in the world outside of the US, the EU, and Australia? I would probably assume that Fortnite would not have spiked to the #1 game of all time, or at least in the time that it did. And it probably wouldn't be as mainstream as it is today. I mean, pretty much everywhere you go now, without exaggeration, you're gonna see something Fortnite related. You go to the restaurant and you're probably gonna see some kids in the booth next to you playing Fortnite on their phone. If you walk into Walmart, you're gonna see a literal battle bus sitting in the middle of the aisles. If you go to the mall, there's gonna be kiosks selling unofficial Fortnite merch, which, by the way, I have no idea how they have not been sued and shut down for that, but still, it's a thing. Like I said, without exaggeration, literally everywhere you go right now on Earth, you're gonna see something Fortnite related. Even if you're just like walking in the park, there's probably gonna be some random kid doing the floss for no reason other than the fact that it's in Fortnite. Like, this game is seriously taken over everywhere. And perhaps this quote-unquote worldwide domination that Fortnite has essentially achieved here would have never actually came to fruition if Fortnite hadn't released globally. Maybe without the worldwide release of Fortnite, players like Ninja, Tfue, and Cloaksy and other Fortnite streamers would have never blown up to the size that they are at today. Ninja might even still be on H1Z1 to this very day, yelling at kids in game chat. Like, things could seriously be so very different if Fortnite didn't do what it did. Like, honestly, you gotta hand it to Epic Games. They have played everything nearly perfect since they launched Battle Royale and pretty much since it blew up and took over the world. It is kind of peculiar though how things have played out, and it's definitely interesting to see the impact that Fortnite has in situations such as China's, where the game has received so much attention, even in the negative light, that it's been prohibited, or at least somewhat prohibited. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, what if there's like an underground Fortnite rebellion going on in China right now? Like the US had speakeasies and hidden bars during the Prohibition, maybe China has like secret Fortnite cafes hidden in some random stores. And if not, you're welcome for the business idea. Now, I know I've joked around quite a bit in this video, but on the real, Fortnite's impact is actually something that probably shouldn't be taken so lightly. I'm sure a few of you guys have seen like the news posts and news articles about kids actually being checked into rehab for Fortnite addiction. This is the kind of stuff that does actually lead to video games such as Fortnite being banned in different areas of the world. While I do highly doubt that Fortnite would ever actually end up getting banned in somewhere like the United States, it is pretty crazy to think that even in somewhere like China, the game is actually currently being prohibited and super restricted to everyone trying to play it. Just the impact that it has is seriously mind-blowing, and it is kind of interesting to consider what actually is coming with all the attention that Fortnite is getting, because while this game is blowing up in such a positive light, there are some negative connotations associated when people say Fortnite Battle Royale. Most of it's just the kids dancing and the newscasters dancing and pretty much anybody else dancing in public. Like, it's gotta stop at some point, right? Even if it doesn't, Fortnite getting banned and Fortnite being banned in the past has been a pretty serious deal. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up, slap that like button, and if you guys are new around here, feel free to subscribe with your channel notifications turned on. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you guys on the battle bus. Peace out.